Numbers are growing. I mean, it sounds great, but in real terms, what help is it to Palestinian people?
Look, I think it's more of a distraction at the moment in terms of what's been going on either in Gaza or in the West Bank. This is really just a fig leaf gesture that's being offered here, and it's coming from states that have really done nothing in the last 3 decades, never mind prior to the Oslo Accords, to really push for a serious two-state solution to this conflict. And the fact that it's coming at a time now where in the context of Gaza, there might not even be anything left of Gaza by the time we see a settlement to Israel's onslaught in the Strip. And in the West Bank, where we're seeing the largest land grabs that we've seen in history, where we are starting to see unprecedented levels of Palestinian fatalities and internal displacement that could soon lead to external displacement, there really might not be anything left to recognize by the end of this if these gestures don't actually come with serious tangible pressures. And by that, we mean a serious cost to what Israel is doing on the ground, either in Gaza or the West Bank.
I mean, the joint Israel-United States or joint Israel-Trump plan seems to be along the lines of forcing all of the Palestinians out of the Gaza Strip, and then Donald Trump comes in and develops the land. But globally, the most accepted plan is the two-state solution. What would it take for Israel to come around to that concept?
Pressure. There's nothing else that can really substitute for pressure, raising the cost of Israel's actions on the ground. And we haven't seen that from these states. We haven't seen the European Union, which is the largest trading partner with Israel, never mind full suspension, but just partial suspension of some of its trade agreements with Israel. We haven't seen these very states that are calling for a two-state solution actually trying to rein Israel in. That could mean things like stopping arms sales to Israel, which we haven't seen, providing the very logistics that Israel is using in order to prevent a two-state solution on the ground. And we're not seeing any of that. So again, these sorts of gestures mean nothing if there's no serious meat to the bone. And that really does require raising the cost of Israel's actions on the ground.
I mean, as I mentioned, Netanyahu's made it clear he doesn't really want the Palestinians to stay there, but if they insist, he has said that Israel has to maintain full security control over the Gaza Strip. But Israel's had security control over the Gaza Strip, and that hasn't really worked for either party. So why is it insisting on continuing with this plan that just hasn't worked?
Israel's objective here, which they've made no secret about, is to ensure that there is no such thing as a Palestinian state, to ensure that Israel retains full control. That means control over their land, air, and sea space. That means, complete and total control in terms of the Palestinian economy, in terms of everything that goes in and out of these territories. What Netanyahu is suggesting is basically a continuity of what we've seen over the last 3 decades, never mind even before that, since 1967, when Israel took control of both the Strip and the West Bank. So it's really just a continuation of Israeli policy, but this time we're starting to see Israel actively force out Palestinians from the Strip, especially if this new recent announcement regarding Gaza City is to come into effect in the next few months.
Tahani, thank you so much. Tahani Mustafa is my guest, Senior Palestine Analyst at the International Crisis Group.